existing one. That once again, the Division III Frozen Four underway here in Utica. One semifinal down, one still to go, and that one includes the host Utica Pioneers taking on Curry College.
And that is for a spot in Sunday's national championship game. Let's head back down to the Mastrovino Hyundai rink at the Utica University Nexus Center. Sports Director Spencer Davidson has a special guest.
Good evening once again, guys. Yeah, the anticipation building, the calm before the storm here, as we're now about 90 minutes from puck drop between the Pioneers and Colonels in the second semifinal of the day. The first one just going final a little while ago. Hobart beating SUNY Geneseo 2-1 to land themselves a chance for a third straight national title on Sunday. And joining me for a little chalk talk right now is Utica head coach Gary Heenan. And Coach, first off, just how did you sleep last night?
No, well, haven't slept well in a couple weeks, but you know, that's par for the course this time of year. Anticipation is through the roof, and really excited to drop the puck and show this crowd what we can do.
Yeah, I mean, your third overall appearance in the Frozen Four, second in a row, but this one being here at home, I have to imagine it's got to mean something a little different. What were the emotions like coming into the rink today?
Yeah, super special. I mean, home ice is great. I think it gives your guys a little added pressure. So we'll see how we come out. Will we be tentative, or will we grab this game right off the bat?
What's been your message to the team throughout this week? Obviously a position that you guys are familiar with, but you know, leading up to today, just to manage those emotions and what to do at this time of the year to prepare yourselves for a game like this.
Yeah, it's managing the puck. You know, it's not do anything different. Play the way we've been playing. We've said this whole year our theme's been be who we are. Don't worry about who we're playing. And I think we have the horses in the room. It's about performance at this point.
Yeah, and that's been a message that, you know, you've definitely told me throughout this whole process is your focus on what you guys do and who you are. Obviously, any team you face at this point is going to be good. Curry, a very good team in and of itself, coming off a win over Hamilton to get to this point. You haven't seen them in a while, but just, you know, what are you expecting to see from them? But also, what do you guys have to do in your game to be successful here tonight?
I think, you know, last night he got National Player of the Year, their goaltender, Soderwall. So they've got a special person in net. They haven't let many goals in all year, so stingy on defense. Their team seems to be a little lower scoring, so it's going to be a tight hockey game. But if you're watching us tonight, you're not going to see anything different. I mean, we think the way we play is the way you can beat this hockey team. So, yeah, the goalie's special. He hasn't played against Utica.
What's your anticipation for what the atmosphere is going to be like? Obviously, sold-out crowd, expected to be standing room only. There's watch parties around the town. There's a buzz around the city. Just what's your expectation for what it's going to be like, and how do you manage those emotions in front of what this atmosphere is expected to be like?
Well, the city should feel really proud of themselves already. The game that just happened, unbelievable building, unbelievable atmosphere for that. And if we were happy about that, in about an hour, watch how this building really is. I mean, it's going to be a real special occasion here. It's going to send chills through our players' bodies sitting there for the national anthem. It's going to be a memorable experience, and it's our job to make it that much more memorable.
What would it mean? Obviously, you don't want to get ahead of yourself, but what would it mean to be able to play for a national title here in your home city?
Yeah, I mean, people are already getting ahead of themselves and asking for tickets for Sunday. You know, we got a heck of an opponent across the sheet from us tonight, and it's going to take a special effort. I mean, all four teams are really good hockey teams, and we got to make sure we're buttoned up doing the right things.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. Good luck tonight. Puck drop between the Pioneers and the Colonels is at 7 o'clock. Winner will take on two-time defending champion Hobart on Sunday in the national championship game back here at Mastrovino Hyundai Rink at Utica University. Should be an electric night, guys. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. It's great. This is one of those stories where we can say, you know, we are all in for Utica University.
Absolutely. We're all rooting for him. All right. Thanks very much, Spencer. Well, the Utica Rome Speedway is
back down to the Utica University Nexus Center, where Spencer is live with one last look at the matchup between the Pioneers and Curry College. It is the NCAA Division III Frozen Four. Very exciting. You're watching News Channel.
Storm Track.
Good evening. Back here live at the Mastrovino Hyundai Rink at the Utica University Nexus Center, where the storm watch has now turned into a storm warning. It's brewing, folks. Fans are now flocking and making their way into the building here as the teams just hit the ice. Utica getting set to take on Curry in the NCAA Division III men's ice hockey semifinals, looking for a spot in the championship game on Sunday. Again, the team's just hitting the ice for warm-ups. It's expected to be a sold-out crowd here, standing room only. It should be an electric atmosphere here in Utica as the Frozen Four is underway. Pioneers are in the Frozen Four for the second straight year, falling to eventual champion Hobart in the semifinals last year. It's their third appearance overall, looking for their first trip ever to the national championship game. Now, Utica is taking on Curry for that spot. It'll be the 9th meeting between these programs all time. The Pioneers are 5-3 against the Colonels previously, last squaring off right next door at the Adirondack Bank Center in January of 2022, a 6-2 Utica win. Now, Curry beat another local, Hamilton College, 4-1 back at home in Massachusetts in the quarterfinals last week to get here, and at 24-3 this season, technically coming to the weekend as the top-ranked team according to the NCAA Power Index. So, while the Pioneers will certainly have the home crowd behind them, they know they're in for quite the challenge if they want to give themselves a chance to write a storybook ending to this season here at home.
Curry experienced the national tournament as well last year, losing in a quadruple overtime game versus Hobart, eventual national champions, of course. So they're battle-tested as well, winners of their league postseason championships. They've got arguably the #1 goaltender in the country. They've got some guys that can absolutely fly. They're a button-up team. They don't let any goals in. I mean, you're one of the top 4 teams in the country. Everybody's good. So really looking forward to what should be just a terrific hockey game. I think this team certainly showed last week that we're a special group. You know, we didn't give up 2 goals down. Are we capable? We're certainly capable of winning this game. It's about performance, and we're going to have to bring our best, and I'm expecting our best.
Now, the winner of this game will play Hobart in the national championship game on Sunday. As I told you earlier in the show, the Statesmen beating SUNY Geneseo 2-1 in the first semifinal here at Master Vito Hyundai Rink at Utica University Nexus Center earlier in the afternoon. The Statesmen will be going for a 3rd straight national title. They will be looking to become the first team since Middlebury to do so back in 2004 to 2006. So puck drop on Sunday for all the marbles will be at 7, but at first, puck drop here in the semifinals between the Pioneers and Colonels is at 7 tonight. Teams on the ice for warm-ups. They'll get things underway in what should be an electric atmosphere tonight. 7 o'clock. By the way, because of the fact that this is here because of the fact that Utica City FC will be playing the Kansas City Comets next door at the Adirondack Bank Center. Also, the Utica Comets are on the road tonight taking on Syracuse Crunch. So we've got a lot of stuff coming up tonight. Again, here, Pioneers and Colonels drop the puck at 7. Should be a lot of fun. We'll run through all of it tonight at 11. News Channel 2 at 6. We'll wrap up, though, after the break.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. Uncharted territory. That's where we would be if the Utica Pioneers men's hockey team were able to get a win in the D3 Frozen Four semis tonight, but they had to beat Curry to do that. It is your top story. After a scoreless first period, Utica took a 1-0 lead in the second on a ripper from Anthony Bax. Curry then tied it in the third, and this one went to overtime, and here's all you need to see. Brian Scoville, watch this. The shot here from Eric Vitale, and my goodness, Nexus goes crazy. Utica beat Curry 2-1 in overtime to advance to the D3 Frozen Four final. They will play Hobart on Sunday at 7 o'clock at the Master Vito Hyundai Master Vito Rink at the Utica University Nexus Center. Spencer will have complete highlights and post-game interviews tonight on News Channel 2 at 11. Time now for a first look at the
news with Jason Pallas.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Uncharted territory. That's where we would be if the Utica Pioneers men's hockey team were able to get a win in the D3 Frozen Four semifinals tonight. But they had to beat Curry to do it. It is your top story. After a scoreless first period, Utica took a 1-0 lead on a ripper from Anthony Bax. But then Curry tied it in the third, so we go to overtime. Here's all you need to see. Brian Scoville, the shot. Eric Vitale, rebound, and he scores. The Nexus goes crazy. Utica beat Curry 2-1 in overtime to advance to the D3 Frozen Final Four, and they are going to play Hobart in the final on Sunday, 7 p.m. at the Hyundai Master Vito rink at the Utica University Nexus Center. Spencer is going to have complete highlights of this game and post-game interviews coming up later on in sports. Wow, what a game. Time now for a first look at
From the Ford Sports Station, here's Sports Director Spencer Davidson.
Good evening. It's championship weekend for NCAA Division III men's ice hockey. And for the second time, the Frozen Four is being hosted here in Utica. The last time a national champion was crowned here was in 2017, where Norwich University captured the title over at the Adirondack Bank Center. Now, there are two big differences this time around. One, the games are being held next door at the Utica University Nexus Center due to scheduling conflicts this weekend at the Aud. And two, the host Pioneers themselves are in the mix to Master Vito Hyundai rink for the main event. Utica U in the Frozen Four for the second straight year, third time overall, and looking for the program's first ever trip to the national championship. But to do that, they'll have to get through Curry College. The Colonels coming in as the top-ranked team in the NCAA percentage index and also looking for their first title game appearance. First period, Pioneers with a chance. Puck squirts to Gabriel Lundberg in the slot, but Shane Soderwall gobbles it up in the breadbasket. Other end, Colonels looking to generate some offense. Thrown on net, Ryan Piros to save Ben Beeser at the doorstep, but Piros robs him with the pad and hangs on. And beware of falling cages, too. Tight defensive battle was scoreless after one in the second. Piros standing tall again. Kick save on Nolan McDonough with a clear lane. The freshman with 19 saves. Less than 90 seconds to go, middle frame. Something's got to give. Anthony backs from the point. Traffic in front, and that gets through the freshman defenseman, causing the Nexus Center to erupt as he breaks the scoreless tie and puts Utica in the lead after two. But the Colonels know it's not about the battle, it's about the war. More than midway through the third. On the power play, it's their first-year blue liner, Shane Carr, with a rip up top. That has eyes, and we're knotted back at one. So we go to overtime. Sudden victory for a spot in the national championship game. Utica in possession, fans in anticipation. Brian Scoville on net, Eric Vitale the rebound, and pure bedlam in Utica. The Pioneers are heading to the national championship game for the first time in program history, with a chance to write a storybook ending in front of their home fans. Utica 2, Curry 1. We'll see you on Sunday.
I mean, all credit to the boys. I mean, they stayed with it. I thought we were terrible in the first. Both teams a little apprehensive. Second period, we took over the game. We outchanced and we outshot them heavily. Third period, power play goal, opportunistic by them, and going to overtime. Second period has been our best. That's a second period, really, with the long change. Vito came through. He missed a breakaway, to bury the game, and he came through and hits that puck. Shot on pad on a really good goalie. They're a great team. It was a hell of a hockey game. The home crowd was everything there. You get tight, they're giving you the lifts. The emotion was in the building, and our fans are great, and they got a little scared for us too, a little nervous, but the boys came through, gave them something to cheer about. Obviously, everybody's family's in town, so they'll take them out for dinner, and we'll enjoy this for about 2 hours, and then we'll flip the script. We'll get right on video and prepare for double national champion Hobart.
Yeah, you heard the man. Heenan and the Pioneers will take on Hobart for the Division III National Championship on Sunday. The Statesmen beating SUNY Geneseo 2-1 in the first semifinal earlier in the afternoon, as they'll go for their third straight national title, looking to become the first team since Middlebury from 04 to 06 to three-peat. The Pioneers, meanwhile, are hoping for revenge after losing to Hobart in the semifinal round last year. Utica, Hobart for all the marbles Sunday at 7 p.m. In other Utica hockey news tonight, not as happy. The Comets on the road, taking on their thruway rival Syracuse Crunch. Unfortunately, Utica shut out, falling 1-0 as their playoff hopes continue to fade. Connor Geeky, the game's lone goal late in the second. Comets return home to welcome in two-time defending Calder Cup champion Hershey Bears tomorrow at 7 p.m. And while the Utica Comets were on the road in Syracuse, Utica City FC was on the home turf, welcoming in the Comets of Kansas City, that is. Utica City FC right next door to the Utica Pioneers Hockey Madness at the Adirondack Bank Center. UCFC taking on a Comet squad they fell to in Kansas City at the start of the month, final weekend of the regular season. But Utica came out of the gates hot in this one, first quarter on the break. Ronaldinho Deniz with the 5-hole. Credit Nilton De Andrade on the assist. UCFC gets on the board first. Other way, some stellar play from the keeper, Andrew Coughlin, in goal in the early going, keeping the Comets off the scoreboard in the first quarter. Later in the frame, Gordy Gerson finds a cutting Emmanuel Belliard, and that one earns Belliard a seat.
donations